Okay, so welcome to Sensory Physiology. Um, my name is Tudis Phyllis, and before you we have the TAs for the course. Okay, so we have Kartik and Emma, and we have Vaishu. Vaishu you'll see a lot of, and the rest of them a little bit less.
I'll let this show up to the students.
Yeah. So all the TAs, these three people will run all the tutorials that you can take, and the tutorials can be either an in-class tutorial on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, or an online tutorial that's available on Tuesday night. I'll go over it again after all these nice people sit down. Thank you. So, this class is both available to both the 001 and the 650 students. So I'm recording this, hopefully, and I'll place it on the website tomorrow morning. So these instructions apply to both students, and both classes are treated equally. So if you want to, if you're the online class, you can come to class. If you're in the in-class section, you can stay at home. It's all up to you. Now, you can see down here the subjects that we'll cover. So each week we'll take on another subject. Today, for example, we'll take up the eye, and then we'll see where it sends its signal to in your cortex. That's where all your thinking occurs and memory lies. And you'll see that that information is then passed on to several other areas. And one of these sees objects. So it determines whether something is an object or just the background. Is that a frog or just the grass? Then we'll see another specialized area is for motion. So cars going by their speed. Then we'll talk about how all this information is integrated and allows you to make decisions based on what you see. We'll also talk about how these areas guide movements. For example, my reaching for this mouse, what area controls it. And so all those subjects outlined in green will have a midterm test on October 19th. That's a Saturday at 10 a.m. And then we'll cover all these other subjects, touch and everything related to the skin areas of your body. We'll see that underneath the skin areas, within the muscles themselves, you have sensors that tell you exactly where your arm is at this moment. We'll then talk about hearing and a related thing called balance, because they're in almost the same structure, a tiny area near your ear. Towards the end here, we'll cover a surprising topic called eye movements, and you'll find out that eye movements actually help you do things, especially in the visual system, help you see. And finally, we'll talk about memory. Memory is possibly the most important topic in sensory physiology because most of what you see, hear, and feel is what the brain sends to the early areas based on memory, what it expects you to see, hear. And so most of the areas that receive information are being influenced by memory. Now, each session will be here in this room here, and this is got this strange name, the Interdisciplinary Research Building, but it's basically the BMI, which is the Brain and Mind Institute, and on top of it is psychology. So on top of it is the mind. The brain is all the other floors. Now, each week too, we'll have practice problems. On the website for the course, you'll find about a dozen or so practice problems, questions and answers, and especially there'll be, if you get the question wrong, there'll be suggestions as to why it's wrong. So it's important to sometimes purposely get it wrong so you understand the reasons for it being wrong. Like there are a lot of, we'll find out during this course, which is based mostly on problem solving rather than memory, that there are good answers and there are better answers. Now, a good example of problem solving, well, before I do that, so when you do the practice problems, make sure you don't just mindlessly come up with the answer by clicking enough times and the right answer pops up. Think about the question, come up with your own answer before you try it, and then explore why it isn't the answer that I think is correct. And of course, you can argue with me. One of the questions that is a good example of problem-solving questions is a question that had been used for a long time by Microsoft until it sort of got popularized and everybody knew the answer. And that question is, why are manhole covers round? Can you guys come up with some suggestions? Why are they typically round? Or, yes?
Because then they can't fall in to the thing if they're round.
Yes, that is the correct answer, or what I think is the best answer. The lids are slightly larger than the hole, and so they'll never have to go in there and pop it in. Any other shape, like a square thing, you can turn it and it'll fall into the hole. Okay, so any triangle, any other shape. The only thing that will not fall into the hole, guaranteed, is a circle. Any other reasons why they're round? Yes.
If they were thick, one of the corners could theoretically break off.
Yeah, that's true. Round is this sort of the strongest shape you can make. It's also the shape that you need the least material for. Any other suggestions? Yes,
Easier to take on and off because you don't need to line it up exactly.
that's right. Uh, you know, the edges are the same on a circle. It's lighter because you use less material. You can roll it to its spot. Most people have a sort of roundish shape, so the pipe below it will be round as well, so the two match. There's lots of correct answers, and your objective in this course will be to find out which is the best of the many correct answers. The other topic that I'd like to cover is this sort of a book that this fellow called Dan Pink wrote about motivation. And this has implications on why marks might not, getting the best mark might not be the best strategy. He covers in this book an experiment that was done. And an experiment was a problem. The problem was the following. You have a matchbox with a few matches in it, and you have a candle. And the idea is to place the candle somehow against, attach it to the wall so it holds on its own without dripping. Okay? So he gave half the students that participated in this thing a reward, and the reward was 5 cents. He gave the other half, the ones that got it right first. So the other half of the class, the reward was $50. So 5 cents versus $50. Which do you think were best at getting the right answer? You have two choices. Shouldn't be hard. Would anybody like to? Yes.
5 cents?
And any reasons why?
Maybe they felt pressure during $50 and think creatively.
That's correct. Yeah. The pressure does suppress your abilities just to enjoy the process of solving the problem. And that's what I'd like you to do when you're doing this course. I know marks are important for you, very important, but also try to just enjoy the problem-solving process, because that could be enjoyable. Things that have sort of intrinsic benefits, like solving the problem, are better adapted at solving than things that have external preferences, like getting money or some other reward for it. Okay. To help you solve these problems, so those dozen or so problems, we have tutorials, and you met the good, excellent tutors we have. Hopefully, you'll enjoy their company. Now, you can meet with them either on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. These are the room numbers, and you do so from 4:30 to 5:30. So you should go to these tutorials having tried the problems and having decided on what would be the best answer. And the tutorials aren't for going over these answers for the first time. They're to help you if you don't understand why a certain answer is the best answer, okay? So we can only get to that stage if you have already gone over the questions. Now, you can also, as I said, go over these quizzes on OWL through these things called BBC virtual rooms. And you can do that on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Sort of like a Skype-like process where you can sign in. Any number of students can sign in from both sections. And you can, again, discuss things that you don't understand about the course. The other thing in both these tutorials and the ones in class is that we'll have a couple of extra questions that you haven't taken covered in these practice problems, just to reinforce your ability to solve them. Now, all the course material you can find on the OWL, on the website that's posted in the OWL. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, the website. So everything is on this website. And you'll find here 5 columns. And this is the stuff, it's sort of like a PowerPoint that I'll be using here today. You'll find the recording of this presentation that I'm giving now on tomorrow, sometimes during the day, on the website by pressing this button. Most of you should know that there's a PDF of most everything I say that you can get here. For exam purposes, I concentrate on the PDF and the practice problems. So here are all the practice problems. These dozen practice problems which you should solve before coming to the tutorial. And then here is all kinds of neat stuff that I found related to that day's class. And that's not on the exam. Okay, this is just for fun. Okay. So I mentioned the testable material is those 2 columns. The evaluation will be the following. There'll be the final exam. That'll be worth half your marks. So you'll come into the exam already with half your marks settled. And that'll be 3 hours long. It'll be 60 multiple choice questions. The midterm test will be worth 30%. It'll be half as long, and I showed you the date of that one previously. And then in that you just cover those yellow highlighted questions that we showed. And the quizzes, each week's quizzes, are worth 20%. Now, it's not, I would encourage you to do these quizzes not by yourself, but together with 2 or 3 other students. Okay? And discuss what the possible answers are. To help you, like a lot of people don't know each other, especially in the online course. And to help you get to know each other, we're going to start up a Facebook. It may be the two of you could.
There's currently a public Facebook group that you can use to find people that are in this course. We're going to actually join it first. It's called 2019 Physics Senses. You can put your questions there, students can answer, you might be able to answer.
We'll put up a little page that summarizes what was just said now, just in case this wasn't recorded properly, so that you could hear this online. Okay, so don't worry. Now the quizzes then, you have, they're posted every Wednesday, and the starting date time is at 5:30. The end time is midnight, and you have 15 minutes to solve the problem. Okay. Students that work in groups take advantage of this, because the first student who tries it sees what the questions are, and so do the others. So you draw straws as to who goes first each time. Okay. And then you can meet with me also. And I'm upstairs here. That's my room number. And it's best, my office hours are on Thursdays from 3 to 5. Okay. In sort of extreme moments, you can also email me. We can organize something like a Google video chat, or anything else that would be convenient for you.